come to me.
Hi, everyone. What's up? Wow, this is a nice turnout. We were just saying backstage that this feels different from every other part of South by you've experienced so far.
Yeah, I've been like, covered in beer and barbecue sauce. And then we walked in and it's like really soft music and carpeting. And I was like, this is different.
I will say you clean up very nicely, though. The last time I saw you at about 11 o'clock last night, you were, you'd become a canvas. And this actually, you could have used this.
I could have, yeah.
Right?
Some tailored plastic.
What an amazing show, and one that was, I was saying backstage, different for you. It was like I've never seen you sort of as raw and just kind of, anything goes. Obviously, this is something you created just for South by, right? And with a specific idea behind it.
Yeah, we really wanted to do something that was in the spirit of what South by Southwest has always been about, which is creating a real connection between the fans and the artist and the musical experience. So I actually spent the first 4 days that I was here just going out to see music and experiencing the atmosphere, and I really built the set around Austin. I really wanted it to just give as much as I could to the city.
It's amazing. Did you guys like the mechanical swine? I thought that was a nice touch. And the neon thing was super cool too. And obviously, what's going to end up with that? It's like it was just for that show, right? The neon sign with the
neon lights.
The sign with the pig and the house.
The swine sign.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, my father has requested that he wants it.
He does.
Yeah.
Nice touch.
Yeah. So
to the house.
Papa G gets first dibs.
I'm going to ask you a few things about the show, but the thing that, if you just, the minute I went online this morning, last night too, but certainly this morning, I'm sure most of you saw in your feeds too, it just one word, vomit, 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 vomit. So, let's talk about Millie. We'd actually spoken a couple nights ago before the show, and so I knew that she was going to be a part of the show. This is someone you've known for a while, right?
Yeah, I've known Millie for, I think like maybe 5 years now, and we've actually collaborated before. We did a film together, a similar collaboration for the Monster Ball. We made a film with Nick Knight, and that's the first time I met her. And we were on our way to Austin. I was actually getting on the airplane, and my girlfriend, Nicole, texted me, and she said, "Oh, did you know Millie Brown's gonna be in town?" And I said, "Oh, I had no idea." And then I texted Millie, and I said, we should get together. And she was just in town, so we thought we would collaborate.
What did you think of have you seen some of the reaction to it online and elsewhere? It's interesting. It's everything from, how could she do this kind of thing, putting the gag in Gaga kind of headlines, but but also, as you were saying to me a little earlier, a lot of people seem to sort of get that this is in fact her art. This is her.
Yeah, well, it was just exciting to see people talking about performance art on the internet and debating about whether it's art or not, and that's really it's really great. We really just did it because we believe in the performance, and we believe in what it meant to the song. And she was in town, so we wanted to work together. Mm-hmm. So I guess the way I like to think of things is I am so deeply passionate about any person that has an artistic spirit. Mm-hmm. Any person that has a talent that they believe in, no matter how crazy the idea is. You never know where that crazy idea might lead you. Martin Luther King thought, he could start a revolution without violence. And Andy Warhol thought that he could make a soup can into art. Mm-hmm. And sometimes things that are really, really strange and feel really wrong can really change the world. I'm not saying vomit's going to change the world. But what I'm saying is this is the idea of a moment where it's truly just what we wanted to create and do. And us just respecting each other as artists was enough for the performance to be worth it. Art pop.
The show also was primarily art pop. I think that Bad Romance was the only non-art pop track last night, or
Yes.
Yes,
It was.
And when you did Applause, even you said we kind of felt we were told we should do Applause. I'm misquoting you, but right, you weren't really that into doing Applause last night.
Well, no, we were sort of joking as well. I mean, I did want to do Applause, but more so just sort of the idea that I really wanted to create a show that was really perfect for Austin.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought that it would be good to close with Applause, but I really wanted to close with Gypsy, so I was really just making a crack so that my team would start laughing.
No, I mean, Gypsy could not have been a better choice, because there was also an inspirational tone to the show, and a lot of the things you said, I was straight up, I mean, every time you would, a couple times you mentioned Twitter, the albatross that is Twitter. I was like, yes, you know, happy that you said that. But no, Gypsy it's just got an inspirational quality that, I hope the song, as time goes on, actually gets more attention. I know that when the record first came out, you did a few performances. You did a Vivo thing, and so obviously most of the tracks had been heard as the album came out already. But hopefully there will be a video for Gypsy at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
Right? That would be great. There is, however, another video on the way, right?
Yeah, I have a video. I'm actually putting it out Saturday.
Next
Next Saturday, yeah.
A week from tomorrow?
Yeah.
Anything we can say about it? What it's the idea behind it? Or?
Well, no.
No? Okay.
But we shot it at Hearst Castle.
Nice.
And it's a different type of video for me, and you know, in a different way from what we did at South by last night, but still in the same spirit. There's a very deeply creative, rebellious spirit in art pop, and you know, kind of wrapping what we were talking about with Millie and the Swine performance yesterday, and the video that's coming up. You know, really what it's about is freeing yourself of the expectations of the music industry and the expectations of the status quo. I never really liked having my skirt measured for me in school, or told how to do things, or the rules to play by. And you know, as you become more and more successful, they start to push the rule book closer and closer to you and say, well, you know, now you're here, so how are you going to maintain it? And really what art pop is all about is how the truest way for us to maintain the music industry is to put all of the power back into the hands of the artist.
And when people inevitably get into the horse race, the chart race, the sort of the sound scan horse race, is it just, what's your reaction to it? Do you try to not pay attention to the numbers game as much as possible?
Well, it's like completely mental, right? You have this completely passionate experience with music, or with whatever you're creating, whether it's a film or a television series, maybe you write poetry or you put on a play. I make music, and the second I put it out into the world, it gets like eaten by a computer, and it starts running through all these numbers and systems and ranking, and it's, you know, it's terrifying. But I think what we have to remember is that the way that we talk about that process is really what the problem is. Placing the importance on those charts, placing the importance on that system. What happens is you start trying to influence the artist, or influence the artists in the industry to approach their work, or approach channeling their artists towards being successful within that system. Now, when you do that, you take the power out of the hands of the artist and you put it in the hands of the corporation. And that means that you have less of a chance, you at home with your guitar, you have less of a chance of making it happen on your own because you need for somebody in a corporate tower somewhere to tell you, oh, no, this is how you do it. This is how you're gonna make it on the top of the charts. This is how you're gonna make it on the radio. But I don't want that to be who's dictating what music I'm listening to. I don't think any of us want that to be what's dictating what we're listening to.